Hey guys, Ty Boy here, and we are back with another tier list, and this time we are ranking the Halo Infinite weapons along with Archer. Archer, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Excited to do this tier list.
Yeah, same. So, my last Halo tier list, I did all the Halo games, and it kind of got roasted for it. So we're back with another Halo related one, but this is most of Halo Infinite's weapons, 9 of them.
Yeah, the
Um,
UNSC at least.
Yeah, so both of us are like, we play Halo Infinite a lot. I probably play more casually than you do. You have more of a competitive mindset than me, or like as far as ranked and things like that. So it's gonna be
hmm
interesting. So the rankings from S through F, your typical tier list maker. We're gonna start things off with the new Bandit Evo gun that came to Halo Infinite recently. So,
Um,
what do you have to say about this one?
it was a mixed bag at first because
Yeah,
coming from the BR starts and all that kind of stuff, it's a different gun for sure. Because with the BR,
yeah,
there's that little bit of like leeway, that like little bit of margin of error. With the Bandit, it's either you hit them or you don't. But it makes it more rewarding too, and also it gives mouse and keyboard players a little bit more of a competitive edge.
yeah.
So I would say, ooh, that's a hard one. I would
It's tough.
say, yeah, I would say A
Um,
tier for now.
I would say, all right. So this is like a in between a BR and a DMR with the scope.
Yep.
The Bandit without the scope is so much like that's a C or D. I think it's like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like a C.
Yeah, if we're
I
talking Evo, I'm talking.
yeah.
I think it's an A or a B for sure.
I think you're. It's like an A or a B. I was thinking more B, but I mean,
No,
I
I'll
don't
put it
know. It's
A.
like
No, I'll put it
A
A just
A. Okay,
because
we're going A.
if you're replacing the BR and you're getting positive feedback for it, then you did something right with the weapon. Like that BR is nice.
Yeah, the BR is really nice, and we'll get to that eventually. But
Yeah.
um, the next up we have the assault rifle, the popular assault rifle in the Halo series. It's basically in every Halo game. I think personally, Archer, this assault rifle is very much more OP than Halo 4 or Halo 5. I think. I think it could be
It
considered that.
depends
It could
on
be
what
considered that.
variation of Halo 5, because remember, Warzone had like
Oh yeah. All right.
60,000 variants.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go with like the
The
regular
base
version.
model,
Halo 5 is kind of crazy. Yeah.
I prefer the sound from Halo 5, but that's only just
Yeah.
because I got so used to it. But I I like how it functions a lot better than Halo 5. There is that little bit of error that you can have on H5. You were tapping from like 150 meters away with like the base version, which I mean I get it's an assault rifle, but at the same time it's Halo and it has to fit into the sandbox. So it's always
Yeah.
been a close range weapon. It hasn't been a mid-range weapon until you got to Halo 5 pretty much. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to go. I mean, if we're talking multiplayer, since it's really only in the casual start modes, I would, if we're talking casually, I'd put it
Yeah.
probably at B. If we're talking competitively, I would probably put it at a C
All right.
because it's actually
Okay.
decent in
Yeah.
competitive. Just because, well, actually, I think it's been nerfed down if it is still on the competitive maps, just because of the DMR. That thing, like when you're close range, you don't
Yeah.
have to do you don't have to do much.
I'm gonna agree with you. I would put it in C.
Yep.
I would put it in C. I mean, you could argue B, I guess, but I think C in that mid range is pretty solid for the assault rifle. I mean, it's the assault rifle. It's the most basic weapon in the game.
hmm
And yeah, so next up we have the sidekick, right? We call it the
Oh,
sidekick.
I
Yeah, we
love the
do call it the
sidekick.
sidekick, but it's not the Magnum. It's not
Yeah,
like let's
it's
keep in
not the
mind this is not the
Magnum.
Halo Magnum. Like we all remember, this is not the replacement. So you know what I mean?
I mean, technically it kind of is, since
Yeah.
it's the only sidearm from the UNSC that we're getting. So,
Yeah.
man, this one took me a little bit to get used to, and like it's my from Halo 5 they had their different variants, and this one is most like the gunfighter. And when it came to the actual baseline starting pistol, that was more like the Bandit Evo. That thing was
Yeah.
so good. It was just point shoot. Nobody used anything else after the BR nerf on Halo 5, competitively speaking. So
Mhm.
um, I'm gonna put
I,
it on B tier just
okay.
because of the spamming. I
Yeah,
I definitely
yeah.
prefer something that would have a slower fire rate, but be a little bit more accurate.
It can be very frustrating when you're shooting enemies sometimes. Like you feel like you use like 100 bullets to try to kill them sometimes, right?
And then also, um, if you're trying to strafe and do all that kind of stuff, if you don't have trigger stops, it's very hard to spam that thing
Yeah,
because your brain
it's
is also thinking like I needed to shoot accurately, like with a BR or something, but it's actually the opposite. You need to be putting as many rounds out as possible because it's a pea shooter.
yeah, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of skill involved with this pistol. I
hmm
don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, honestly, in the out of the Halo series.
Well, the campaign one, I've been my
Oh
girlfriend and
yeah,
her friend when they hop on, we play like Super Fiesta and like Husky Raid
yeah,
and casual modes. And dude, when I get that pistol, it's instant overkill at the minimum.
yeah,
And they have rocket, sniper, doesn't matter. Like it's basically the H5 pistol with the rate of fire of the Sidekick. If we're talking that one, that's S tier. I can't
yeah,
remember the exact name of it, but if we're talking baseline, yeah, B.
yeah. And this is like the 343's version of the pistol compared to Bungie. So, all right, B tier for the sidekick. All right. Next up, we have the iconic BR. BR, the BR in Halo Infinite. I feel strongly about this weapon in this game. Like I like it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm the
I
same.
like it.
It took me a little bit at the start, like during the betas and all that kind of stuff, but I was also trying to play on mouse and keyboard, and it that's a controller gun, straight up. Uh,
Yeah, it is definitely.
it definitely favors the controller player, and since I play with a controller, I'm gonna say S tier just because of just the feeling. They actually got it right on this one. At the beginning, Halo 5, they had it right. They just needed to dial back the red reticle, and then they completely just said, I, I don't know what we're gonna do with this. And then they did all their different modifications, and then it became unusable. Nobody touched it. So um, having the BR back, definitely nice. So I'll put
I
that
love
S
this
tier.
gun. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
an S
putting
tier.
that. Yeah,
It's no question.
that's
Like you look
casual
at
or
yeah,
competitive. That's S tier.
and it's so satisfying getting a headshot. And you look at
hmm
343's BRs from Halo 4 to Halo 5 to now. This is their best BR without a question. Halo 4 had like the
Oh
weird
yeah.
sound, the weird look. They tried to do something different. It didn't work.
Yep.
I
Those fights sounded so funny. I can't. It sounded like a bunch of birds chirping or
yeah.
something when you were on BTP with
Oh my
everybody in
god.
BR just.
Yeah, the Halo 4 battle rifle, not the greatest, not the greatest at
I
all.
mean, it felt good to use it. I
Yeah.
mean, the bullet magnetism and the aim assist on that thing was nuts. It was a laser beam.
Yeah,
This one
and
is nice because it has that in between of being a laser beam, but you also have to lead your shot just a little bit.
yeah, and like if you do SWAT or they call it tactical slayer now,
hmm
it's so good using this gun to
Yep.
get a headshot. It's like so good. Easily S tier, like there's no arguing that.
Yeah. At
Um
all.
all right, so next up we have the Commando. I don't remember the exact numbers they put in the Commando whatever it is. Um
Oh.
this gun I'm not a fan of personally.
Yeah,
Like they were
I'm
promoting it like it
tearing
was a good gun.
CD.
I would put D only because this gun is so hard. Like the recoil is awful.
You gotta burst it. I use trigger stop,
Yeah.
so it stops me from like full on holding it down. So when you burst it, it's actually pretty decent. That's why I'm thinking C, just for the sole fact of
Mm.
once you get the recoil down and figure out how to use it, it's better than an AR at distance. So, but not definitely not even close to the
Yeah, but
Bandit or the BR. So
it's so tough. It's so tough.
I'm gonna
You got to kill with
go.
this thing.
I'm gonna go C tier.
All
Put it
right.
next to the
Putting it.
AR.
All right. Okay. It has a scope at least, so you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a mixed bag because sometimes you'll feel great with it, and then another time somebody will push you, and it'll feel like you're hitting every single shot, and it'll look like the bullets are going into the ether.
Yeah. Next up we have the iconic Spanker rocket launcher. Um,
I mean, come on, it's the spanker
it's
S tier.
It's S
All
tier. I
day,
mean, if you remember
all
the
day,
Spanker rocket launcher in any of the older Halo games, Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3,
all
Halo
day.
4, Halo Reach, you know how this gun is. You know it's S tier. It's
I
the
mean,
best
they
for
had to bring it
casuals.
back. They tried to get rid of it, but you can't
Yeah.
get rid of the spank. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
was it Halo 5? They brought that random
Yeah,
rocket
yeah.
launcher. That
It
was
was the
awful.
green one. Yeah,
That
I
was
like the
awful.
sound of it though.
We tried to
It,
be
it
like
sounded
Call of Duty
chunky.
for a second.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that, and everyone was like, "Spank me! We need the spank."
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the most iconic gun along with the assault rifle and battle rifle. You can't you can't just
Yeah.
get rid of it. Yeah, there's nothing really else to talk about with the Spanker. S tier,
Mm-hmm.
done. On
Yep.
to the next one. We have the sniper rifle. Now the sniper rifle has evolved over time with the Halo games. It's like they always change. I'm not sure where I would put this one.
This is a
I don't
B
know what to
tier.
think of it.
B tier all
D
day.
tier?
Yeah, the Halo
Okay.
5 sniper was really like, I want to say my favorite. That or Halo 2 Anniversary, but that engine is based off of 4. So, uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say B for this just because the no scoping and the aim assist, like they made it. It's really hard to tell because like what exactly it is that makes it so difficult to use now. But if you're not pinpoint with it, then you're gonna miss. And no scoping is actually
It's
pretty
tough.
difficult.
I
Like,
remember in other games like I think Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary, I love the sniper.
hmm
Like it's so much easier. It felt like magnetic. This one does not feel magnetic. Like you have to actually
yeah, they
aim.
messed with the bullet magnetism. They made the reticle like as small as possible. Like they tried to make it harder to use, so in competitive, it's a little bit more rewarding, and you're not getting like one person getting like kill tags and all that. I mean, you still get that with the shock rifle, but not as consistently as you would see before, just because the shock rifle, you have to keep that beam on. It's almost like
Yeah.
the sniper mixed with what was an H5 and H4, the Promethean sniper. I can't remember the name of
Oh,
it right
I
now.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that silver
I
thing.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was like one
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It
But
would
it
show
was
like a
like a
red beams across
beam.
the whole map.
Yeah, it's kind
Oh
of
my
the
god,
replacement of that. I
I
can't remember
can't
the
remember
name.
it. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it
And in
either.
Halo 4, it was just like anywhere in the but it was basically the skewer, but you had multiple shots. Like you could just hit
Yeah,
somebody and they'd explode.
yeah. No, that's I forget that weapon like it's forgettable. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, on to the next one. We have the Bulldog, which is the official shotgun for Halo Infinite, and this is not the regular shotgun
hmm
that we remember from Halo games. You
I
remember
mean,
the shotgun with like the green lights on it.
yep, it's rumored we might be getting
It's
I
possible, yeah.
yeah, that we might be getting a double barrel, but again, that's just like rumored right now. But when it comes to the Bulldog, oh boy, this one took me
You
a
have to
little
get really
bit.
close to get a one shot kill, I think, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be B tier. No, it's not one shot at all. It's a one
It's
shot
multiple
and then
shots.
melee. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
unless I
right.
can't remember if they nerfed that or not. I don't think they did, but I remember when I first found out that it was a one shot melee, I was just going around just abusing it. So I gotta put that on at least a B tier with the sniper.
We're
Like
going B tier.
it's
Okay.
not, it's nowhere near a replacement for the iconic Halo
Yeah.
shotgun, but
Yeah, it's like
it's usable and
it has
I
cool
get what they
skins, don't get
did.
me wrong.
Yeah, I mean the flood like pus packets or whatever,
Yeah.
dude. I put it on and it takes up like all your screen. I couldn't do it. I was just like, dude, I can't see anybody.
Yeah, that's yeah. The flood stuff is pretty cool with the Halo Infinite, but uh,
hmm
like it's good for like custom games, I guess, if you want to show off. Not if you're going into like ranked, I think.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day with the armors.
hmm
The last one we have here is the Hydra. I personally hate this weapon in the Halo
Yep. Yeah,
series.
put it in
I think
F.
it's awful. It's an
It's
F
terrible.
tier. It's like you have to like. It's only good for big team battle. I don't get why in 4v4 or anything they have it in there. Like you have to lock onto the enemy in order to kill them, and it's only good like it gets you health their health points down, but you're not
hmm
really guaranteed to kill
Yeah, to
ever.
pop the shield, but
Yeah,
and even with its just normal straight shot fire, it takes like 3 or 4 rockets to kill somebody, and then the rate of fire is like dunk, dunk. By the
yeah,
time you get your 2.5 shot. Like you can't even get the third shot out before you're either dead or one shot and have to take cover. So for me, well, the only use case for that is if you lock on and you have like, say you're on Valhalla or whatever, and then you have that mid hill. If you back off just that little bit, so you're not peeking out, but you still have your lock on, and if you're looking straight in the air, it'll still lock on, but it'll go
Hmm.
straight in the air and then find the target. That's the really the only use case scenario, and even then, nah, I'm
Yeah,
good.
no, it's not the greatest one. Um, but yeah, this is our Halo Infinite weapon tier list. I guess our first one because there's still like a
Hmm.
ton of Covenant ones we could do and everything
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
we got to get into the
There's
banished
tons
and
of like we could do Halo maps and stuff like that. We have some stuff
hmm
planned for Halo tier list and tier list in general at the Rectify Gaming YouTube channel. Let us know what you think of this rankings. I guess you could say for
and if
these
you
Halo
put the
weapons.
Hydra above F tier, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. If you put Hydra in D, even, we question a lot. But let us know in the
Hmm.
comments, and make sure to subscribe and like, and we'll see you guys